is a home word, a byword.
But if you're outside of the Bangladesh community and other Muslim, in other Muslim communities, in Arab communities, in elsewhere in the world, in Turkey,
yeah. Right. Yes. He wrote poetry on Turkey and Turkey's freedom fight. Yeah. Yeah. Office work. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Service in the British Army. I assume he was conscripted into the British Army. Is that?
No, he joined.
Yes, he joined.
And yet then he wrote anti-British poems while he was in the British Army. How does that work out?
Professor, I have a question. At the Consul General of Bangladesh in Los Angeles, the last picture you have shown here, Nazrul has gone to a Hindu jogi. Yeah, I also have read in this story in a book that he was a profound believer in Islam, and he composed a lot of many songs on the basis of Sufism, and he was but he was not extremist. But he was an ardent believer in Islam. But at one stage, I don't know, by persuaded I read it, that being influenced by some Hindu friends, he went to this yogi, and he took, he started taking some lessons from him to get God or Krishna or the Deva or. Then at one stage he found that I'm not sure that he was confused, tremendously confused, and that is the root of his illness. And that what he led him to. That what I have done, the entire life I have sacrificed, I have remained a devout Muslim, and the last stage, and at this stage I have gone to a Hindu yogi, and I don't know where I am proceeding to, and that has made a deep psychological confusion, and which eventually led him to this sickness.
After spiritualism, no matter whatever sources he got. If he was exposed to Christianity or Judaism, which he was not, probably he will take the things from there as well. Right. Since he was brought up in Hindu-Muslim society, that's why he just used all his knowledge to seek for spiritualism through those two directions. So, in other sense, Nazrul was like a global person with all humanity. So, in any religion, and that's I stated at the top of the
there might be some confusion.
All right. Interesting.
Good morning, afternoon, thank you very much, Professor Lectureship, for your very illuminating, informative, and thoughtful lecture. And many of the things I didn't know before, which I've come to know from you. But I think the predicaments of a Westerner to go deep into the works of Nazrul, the language, the barrier of language. I don't know whether Professor Bengali or not, but she has done a great job. There's no through translations. But translate, she knows Bangla very well.
Yes.
I read a book, The Discovery of India, and The Glimpses in the Water Street. It's a famous book written by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And the preface was written by Albert Einstein, not then Albert Einstein. And he himself acknowledged that in the Oriental things, the things of the Eastern culture and philosophy, I failed to understand. He himself acknowledged. So it's not very unusual, the professors of the West who have devoted themselves. I must thank them very much that Nazrul has been introduced and has been being studied, but language is a great barrier. And some great translator was quoted by saying that it's a great injustice to the original point to make it a great translation. And all best translations are pseudo translations, not very good translations. It cannot catch it cannot convey the original spirit and original flavor of the language. For example, how to translate that Tunni no Bunni, and the first dribbling touch of a maybe it is translated, Sajid Kamal translated in a very nice way. It was in English, but the original flavor and the language is cannot be conveyed. We have read Khalil Gibran, we have studied Maruf Musafi, we have read Imrul Qais of Arab, we have read Jalaluddin Rumi so far, and all through translations, and many, and now Rabindranath Tagore has been studied abundantly by the Western way, because Rabindranath Tagore was unlike Nazrul was a Protestant person, and he studied a lot. He's finished all Western literature at the age of 13, 14, and he had great poets like Y.B. Yeats, and who helped him translate Gitanjali. But Nazrul was totally different. As the professor said, that he grew up in a poor family, it's full of struggle, and he joined the army, and that's the beginning of his literary career, basically. In the army, he met an Islamic scholar from Punjab, and he learned Urdu, Farsi, Arabic, and Turkic from that Islamic side, and which has been reflected in his subsequent literary works. For example, in Kamal Pasha, Muharram, this kind of poems he has been those words, the Persian, Arabic, and words have been used in such a beautiful and manner that is enchanting and in an unprecedented manner. So this is a vast area, and if on point I want to mention that the professor mentioned about the personal tragedy of Nazrul's life, with that he had married Nargis. His name was Nargis. He married for one night, and it lasted only one night, and it was tremendously turbulent mentally at the time. And he came back to Calcutta, and he composed the famous poem, The Rebel.